Smoke cage, cold water, moon cage, sand cage. Night mooring Chinhuai near restaurant. Shaman who not know the hatred of losing their country. Across the river, still singing the backyard flowers. This poem must have been heard by many people. It's about a singing girl who doesn't understand the meaning of hate for the country. Still singing loudly across the river. Why did Xiaofeng quote this poem? Faiz said in PV. The four characters of wind, flower, snow, and moon. It is easy to make incorrect associations. Although we often hear this idiom. And also feel very artistic. But it's actually a derogatory term. Wind, flowers, snow, and moon exuding elegance and elegance. It refers to the debauchery and debauchery of life. Why does Faiz say this idiom? The key lies in the last sentence. Dancing into a prisoner. Faiz's dance is not simple. Her dance can turn into imprisonment. Those who are imprisoned are the people of wind, flowers, snow, and moon. She is a dancer from Domain 9. And also a savior with the intention of changing the status quo. This can also be seen from the introduction of PV. Although Faiz is a dancer. But with the world in mind. What's more, she's not just talking about it. That's how she acted. Because she is also the head of Shinggong Shadow Guard. As a dancer, carrying out this special operation is actually more convenient. In fact, this is not an individual case in Tower Fantasy. The other one doing this is the ice dancer from Mirror City. The second chief of security force is Alice. She also entered the security special force as a dancer. And guard Mirror City with gorgeous dancing. This PV is quite a riddle person. But the scene of the most enigmatic person. No one would have thought of it. It's a transition here. The transition of Tower Fantasy. It can be said that it is a shocking world crying for ghosts and gods. Not just a transition. It's possible to rotate time and space. Xiaofeng has suffered a lot from this. The transition here is the change of scenery in the eyes of Chen Xian. This transition is not a connection between events. But it's missing a crucial plot in the middle. What Chen Xian saw after jumping off the cliff was not the pursuing troops. But met someone who changed her life's fate. This person is Lord Lady Zhuke, the leader of the state. Isn't it quite unexpected? Next, Xiaofeng will analyze how the conclusion was drawn. At the beginning, Chen Xian was chased. Pay attention to what they shout out. Don't run, stop for me. It's about grabbing her for the word stop. Instead of killing her. It indicates that the pursuers have no intention of killing. So it was an accident that Chen Xian fell off the cliff. Since falling off the cliff was an accident, there can be no ambush troops down there. And the pursuers on the cliff are also impossible. Appearing in front of Chen Xian so quickly. So during the period from the fall of Chen Xian to being recaptured. What happened? Who did she see again? Let's return to the end of PV first. When Chen Xian was near Faiz. Always nervously retreating. This indicates that she has never seen a concubine before. But Faiz already knows the name of Chen Xian. It means that someone told her Chen Xian's name. Next is the key point. Lan said. She still came. She still came. Although Faiz doesn't know Chen Xian. But Lan knows. And when Faiz took Chen Xian away. Lan also smiled knowingly. Even gave a special shot. So everything becomes clear. The night Chen Xian ran away. She met Lan after falling off the cliff. Lan asked her name. And pointed her out a way out. Go to Joltville to find Faiz. And also left a token for her. That's the Jade Ring. After Lan left, the picture of PV appeared. Chen Xian is captured again. Then why didn't Lan save Chen Xian herself? Because she's looking for candidates. Searching for potential talents for Shadow Guards. As we all know, the armed forces of Domain 9 are Domain Guard. They fought darkness desperately. Protecting the security of Domain 9. But there is another organization besides Domain Guard. They're also known as the Shadow of Domain Guard. This organization is the Shadow Guard. Shadow Guards assume the functions of secret service agencies. Born to perform special tasks. Few people know of their existence. Lan, the leader of Ignisville, is one of the best fighters. But the leader of Shadow Guard is not her. It's Faiz in childhood. Who saved Lan's concubine from the giant bear's hand. Although she's just a singer. But able to chat and laugh with various big shots. It's all because of the identity behind her. Lan saved Chen Xian because she saw her potential. Speaking of which, we should mention the identity of Chen Xian. Although it is not explicitly stated in the PV. But we can speculate that. Let's take a look at the pursuing crowd first. Black suit, masked, bamboo hat. What does this remind you of? That's right, it's an invisible assassin organization. Chen Xian is the assassin who was caught and trained since childhood. We can take a look at the footage of her falling off the cliff. After falling from the cliff, she can effectively remove the force of falling. This indicates that she has studied martial arts. If an ordinary person fell from such a height, they would have died long ago. More importantly, her hands were wrapped in thick gauze. This is caused by a practice injury. Speaking of which, Tower of Fantasy seems to love cultivating assassins. The last assassin was still Annabella, the maid who works for the Lord. No. It should be the dog's explosive team, Fenrir. The villains of Tower of Fantasy are really not human beings. Assassins are all caught from dolls. The aura of doom is full. This also explains why the pursuers don't kill Chen Xian. Because Chen Xian escaped. They just took her back. So no arrow hit her. Don't think it's a pursuer anymore. It's not the arrow technique that doesn't work, it's just that there's no intention of killing at all. Lan, who sees this, is naturally optimistic about Chen Xian's potential. At the same time, she also feels that Chen Xian is very like her young self. That's why she decided to save her. Besides, another question in PV is about the experience of the young Lan who appeared. This memory is the reason for Lan to help. The young Lan was chased by the giant bear. At that time, Lan was a weak chicken, little Lori. How could she deal with such a big bear? Could only use flexible movements to avoid attacks. It was also at that time. Encountered someone who changed her fate. Faiz saves Lan. And took her back to the Zhonggong. Careful care. At that time, Lan had no family. She joined the Shadow Guard. And Faiz are called sisters. Later, due to Lan's excellent task ability. Appointed as Lord Lady Zhuke. From then on, she became the head of state, Ignisville. Although the two sisters have less intercourse. But the emotions did not fade. Chen Xian can also be said to be a gift from Lan to Faiz. A very promising Shadow Guard. Now that we have solved the puzzle in PV. Let's review the entire process of PV now. Chen Xian was caught in the Assassin's organization since childhood. Conducting devil training day and night. She can't bear this kind of life. So one night, she ran away. But it was quickly discovered by the organization. The pursuers kept pushing her to the bamboo forest by the cliff. Meanwhile, Lon is taking a walk here, looking at the assassin chasing Chen Xian. Can't help thinking of her past. At that time, she encountered a giant bear. Can only escape desperately. The feeling of powerlessness at that time was exactly the same as the current fugitive Chen Xian. But they didn't even choose to give up. But struggling in despair. This resonance made Lon decide to save her. The opportunity came quickly. Chen Xian has been chased to the cliff. She jumped off the cliff. Through the effort of relieving stress, Chen Xian survived. When she got up, she saw Lon. The woman in front of Chen Xian was stunned. Lon points out a way for Chen Xian. If you want to survive, you can go to Joltville to find someone. She can save you. And left behind a jade ring as a token. Then Lon left. Chen Xian has to fight for her fate. Actually, I suspect that the first invitation was rejected. Finding Faiz. This also became a test for Chen Xian to join the Shadow Guard. After Lon leaves, the pursuit troops have searched down the cliff. Bring Chen Xian back to the organization. With the token, Chen Xian hesitated at first. She couldn't easily believe Lon. But then something happened. Her keepsake was seen by the adults guarding her. Began to covet its value. A common man's only crime is to carry a jade. This leaves Chen Xian with no choice. She can only run away again. And place all hope on the jade ring. Chen Xian was once again pursued by the organization. This time she ran even further away, but it also hurt even more. Under the siege and interception of the pursuers. She came to the agreed place in Land's Mouth. But at this point, it's already at the end of its tether. The pursuit force caught up with her again. The leader also covets the value of the ring. For them, the ring is just property. But for Chen Xian, the jade ring is hope. She naturally won't hand it over easily. This immediately angered the leader. Kicked Chen Xian out with one kick. The token also flew out with it. Just as the leader proudly picked up the jade ring. Faiz arrived. The token turned into a flame. The general leader ignited completely. This flame also became the prelude of Faiz's appearance. The pursuit troops are surrounded by Faiz with flames. Assassins are a well-known organization. They are not only active in various literary works, and it also appears in real history. But without exception, assassins are always kept in captivity. Without money, one cannot train an assassin. And these assassins only serve to cultivate their masters. So Faiz didn't show mercy. Quickly and neatly, everything will be resolved. I have to say that Faiz's attack posture is very beautiful. Just like dancing. No wonder she would say that dancing was a prisoner. I just don't know if Mark can handle it. We can only see at the testing server. After resolving all the pursuers, Faiz began to approach the girl who was carried by Lon. But Chen Xian saw Faiz's amazing strength. Continuously retreating. She doesn't know whether the big sister in front of her is an enemy or a friend. Faiz hurriedly called out her name. You are safe, Chen Xian. That's how Chen Xian let go of her guard. The exhausted body that had already fled collapsed with it. Faiz gently holds Chen Xian. Just like many years ago. It's like holding Lon. This scene also made Lon Xian feel emotional. She still came. The simple 5 words have already told us the answer. It was Lon who led her here. Lon also told Faiz the name of Chen Xian. In fact, Lon and Faiz came together. They just didn't expect to find the token nearby. So they hurried over. See that Faiz has collected Chen Xian. Lon also smiles. This scene is the past. The reproduction of Faiz taking in Lon. Faiz has understood Lan's mind when she sees Chen Xian. She said she would take Lon back to the palace to have snacks. The palace here refers to Xingong naturally. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought of any place to call it that way. Here, Faiz PV is over. The symptoms of Tada's riddle person are getting worse and worse. The last Mimi PV can't understand it, but it's fun to watch. If the Faiz PV doesn't understand these doubts, we guess it can only be in the clouds, right? Especially for passersby. The escape of Chen Xian and young Lon alternate. We can't understand just this point anymore. Should Tada consider recruiting new employees? The quality of this type of PV is high. But if we want to understand, the threshold is also very high. A proper suspenseful drama. It can basically be said that it is used to serve the old players of Tower of Fantasy. But I can probably guess some of the reasons for doing this. The production capacity of Tower of Fantasy is too high, but the construction period has also been shortened. Capacity and quality ultimately have to choose between 2 options. So let's take a look at my interpretation. More information about Faiz. See you on our test server. That's all for this issue. Follow Xiaofeng, taking you to experience a different Tower